And we're ready to start the General Assembly meeting of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance. This is the annual members meeting. Hopefully you can see the agenda on the screen. My name is Yadin David. I'm the president of GCEA and delighted to be here today. I am excited and blessed with the colleagues that are working with me, for all of you members. And we're going to tell you the story today. And we're going to hear from you. What are you doing and what do you want us to do more in the coming years? It is a great, exciting day. And I would like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. I will ask Kaliroy to let us know the attendance and if we have the quorum for the meeting.
We have attendance of members and we meet the quorum, so we may proceed.
Perfect. I am so excited. I don't have a script, and it's my mistake because I'm losing direction. Where should I go? Because there is so much I want to tell you about what the GCA has done over the past year and where we're going from here. The main reason that we are together is to exciting the members to collaborate and join effort and have a one voice so we can build a discipline recognized by other disciplines and by government agency, Ministry of Health, and by the public. As you can see on the agenda, E pluribus unam, out of many come one. This is what we are about. And I'm blessed because I'm loving what I'm doing every day for the Alliance, for the members, and I'm so fortunate to have such an advisory council, all the founders of the Alliance working with me and making sure that we are productive and moving forward. So let me start by introducing the people that are making things happen and people that you should be thankful for. I introduce myself and will go by the order that you have the photographs in front of you. President-elect Meladen Poluta, please, may you introduce yourself. Meladen need to be unmute, Kaliroy.
Perhaps we can move forward and he might join us in a while.
That's fine. Let's move to Khalil.
Yes. Good day, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, night, good evening. I have my PhD on biomedical engineering, and for many years I dedicated my life to clinical engineering. I was the coordinator of, I would say, 20, 30 years course in clinical engineering, and I am really proud to be a member of the Founders Council of GCEA. It was I would say, a needy thing that the world had to offer to clinical engineers. That's I would say, being quite quick.
Khalil is the main force behind creating and drafting our constitution and bylaws. He is a great governor and he is past president The reason he doesn't like to mention it is because when we started the organization just a couple years ago, we didn't have past president. It's a new organization. And I volunteered him for the job and he accepted that, and he doesn't like to declare it anymore. But that's an inside joke. But thank you, Khalil, for the great support you are giving us. Neta?
Good day, everybody. Lovely to meet you all. I'm Nata Zaman. I'm the Secretary General for the Alliance. It was my honor to be selected last year, so this is my first year completed as the Secretary General. I started 25 years ago as a junior technician and did my degree in clinical engineering and leadership in healthcare. I'm from UK. I work for NHS, and it's an honor to be here with all of you and see what Alliance has achieved and is going to achieve in the coming year.
Neda will tell you more about what she has done this year and what is coming up early in 2025 due to her creativity. I'm looking forward to hear that. Let's go back to Meladen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I apologize for that. You realize I'm at the southern tip of Africa. It's a long way from the U.
It's just a straight line down.
So greetings all. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great occasion, and I'm thankful, and I'm sure we're all thankful for the excellent leadership that Yadin has provided over this time and will continue to provide. We're also thankful for the elders, the Founders Council that essentially got the ship going, and it is now sailing on open seas. We've seen a great increase in membership, in interest, but importantly, we're doing great work and we're doing it together as part of growing clinical engineering, in some cases called biomedical engineering globally. I think we all have an important role to play. And as I said, it's a pleasure to be here and look forward to the continuing discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, President-elect Meladen Poluta. You will hear more about his activity when we will discuss South Africa leading the African meeting and the special issue of the Journal of Clinical Engineering that associate with that. We'll move next to Pedro Morieta Neto.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pedro. I'm a treasurer of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance. I'm a clinical engineering specialist. I'm from Brazil, but I have experience in multiple countries, including Portugal and some countries in Africa. I'm a vice president of Brazilian Association of Clinical Engineers in my first year here in Global Clinical Engineering Alliance, and a pleasure to me to stay with you here in our annual meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. Pedro is our treasurer, very important person. Everybody likes him. So I'm sure you will get to know him when you get the renewal for members' fees. And he makes sure that everything that we do is according to the law, in compliance with regulation, and that we have a lot of resources. That's great. Thank you. Next, we'll go to Kaliroy Stavriano.
Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be with you today in this webinar. I am not a GCEA officer. Was a place here. I am a project manager of Global Clinical Engineering Alliance and also a Global CE Journal administrator. And I'm really honored to be working among those clinical engineering titans.
Kaliroy is a talent that was hidden, and then we discovered her. And the credit is due to Nicholas Palikarakis. He suggested, why don't you talk to her? And that was the day history was changed. Thank you, Nicholas, for showing us this diamond. Okay, next we'll go to Keiko.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Keiko of Good Health
Hi.
Japan. I'm very pleased to be a advisory council committee. I am a chair of award committee as well. I think I have a chance to, today to announce the GCEA Award 2024, the winners. Thank you very much, everyone.
Great. Keiko, in Japan, when she's not climbing mountains or climbing trees, we get her attention to the recognition program and the award that is growing and developing. And this year we added a new award. She will tell us about it and who received it for the first year. Next, we'll go to the little engines and never quit. Tom.
Not so little. Hey, Yadin. So 50 years ago, I was this U.S. Navy pilot, but I was ending that role and I got into a new seat called clinical engineering. So I'm delighted to have been meet you a few years later in your Harrier days. And it's been a wonderful ride. Over.
Tom is known to everybody online and offline. It's amazing how much he is able to achieve in our field and actually making the discipline known and functioning and growing. And I'm delighted that I can work hand in hand with Tom over all these years. This is fantastic and much credit Tom is deserving, and hopefully we'll get it today over and over again. Next, we'll go to Shauna. Shauna, I'm not sure she's on today. She is from Canada and worked with World Health Organization in Africa on several projects and in the territory, Northern Territory in Canada, and recently became a mother of two lovely children and need to take a little bit time off. So we will move on, but she is very much concerned about inclusion, equity, ethical compliance, and work on that, and we're happy to have her. We'll jump from North America to Europe, and Stefano Bergamasco.
Hello, hi Yadin, hi everyone. So I'm Stefano from Italy. I'm honored to be part of this adventure. I'm really happy that we could do what we did with all this teamwork. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed of the number of people that is attending this meeting now, which is a reflection of the growth of the Alliance in terms of member organizations. I'm very proud to be here due to my activities in the Italian Clinical Engineers Association, and that our association has been one of the first to join the Alliance, and a driving force of this Alliance. Umberto, our president, is here in the attendance. So from Italy, good job up to now and greatest things to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano. In November 2019, I was maybe on the last flight that left Wuhan in China, and you know what happened afterwards. But luckily, I landed in Rome and joined Stefano, AIIC, Italian Clinical Engineering Association annual meeting. And he started talking about creating a European society for the common market there. And I listened carefully. And then I said, Stefano, why don't we go bigger, have a bigger vision, make it for the world? And luckily, he liked the idea and helped me to do that. And he still get back and say, we still need to make a European group, and we will make it. Stefano, thank you very much for all your support and for working on behalf of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance with WHO project that brought some money to the Alliance bank account. Thank you. Daniel Clark He is the only member I know that has the Queen Medal being awarded. We almost can call him a sir. He is at that level. He's a known clinical engineers in Nottingham, not far from Robin Hood story in the forest of Sherwood. He is quite a gentleman, quite a smart fellow, good clinical engineer, and he is the head of the committee of Healthcare Foundation. He made a tremendous progress on that started by Elliot Sloan before him. He is apologizing for not being here with us today as much as he planned on doing that. He's actually traveling right now to a university south of Nottingham in Bath, where his daughter is going to be receiving the doctorate, and it's family affair that he could not ignore. So proud father, Daniel Clark, thank you very much for all you've done for the Alliance and continue to do in 25. Next, we jump all the way from Europe to Asia and to Lee Bin. Is Lee online?
Unfortunately not.
No. Okay, he is right now in the middle of the night there, so I can understand that. Lee is very active with the Alliance, help us a lot. He is the past president of the Chinese Clinical Engineering Association, and he is really a motor helping the Alliance get established in Asia and specifically in China, and will be working with us in 25 very close on our conference. Next is my pleasure to move to the captain, Dr. Nicholas Palikarakis, good friend, good navigator, taught me a lot about the Greek island, but more important, very smart professor in our field. Nick?
Thank you, Yadin. Hi, everybody. I'm Nicholas Palikarakis. I'm Emeritus Professor of the University of Patras, and you know what that means in terms of age. And I'm also President and founder of INBIT, the Institute of Biomedical Technology, that is existing now almost 35 years as a non-profit agency aiming to advance biomedical technology in Greece. I'm very glad to be part of the group of the founders of GCEA, and I think that what has come up to now is really a fantastic achievement in this field. Thank you very much, Yadin.
Thank you, Nick. Nick, help us with the first policy and election committee, suggested to split the two subjects into two committees that we did, worked with Khalil on the constitution and the bylaws and on election processes that we'll exercise today and exercise last year for the first time in election of officers. And also told me if you will be able to get an international association, we in Greece will be the first one to join. And he would stood by his word and did it. And then after Greece, Italy came, and then it was easier from that point on. But thank you, Nicholas, for your support. He supported us not only with the Alliance, but also with the Global Clinical Engineering Journal that was very critical in the early days. So double thanks, Nicholas. We'll move next to Wayne. I don't believe that Wayne is on the line. He is excused today. He couldn't join us, but he is one of the founder and the person that told me, you go ahead with the vision, I'll find the money to make this organization a reality. And he donated the first early dollars for the alliance and make sure that we can register the alliance with the government of the US. He put the money to make sure that we will get the registration with the not-for-profit authorities of the US Treasury and so on and so forth. He deserves a lot of credit. And unfortunately, he's not here today in person to hear it, but he will continue to support the alliance. My person is next to move to young Jim Ware. He's in Arkansas. Jim?
Yeah, I've been in the field since about, in fact, I made my first presentation on maintenance and such in 1969. And about that time, I also met my friend Caesar Caceres, who decided that engineers needed to be in his department of surgery and come up with the name of clinical engineering. So I've been around for a while, and I can remember when Yadin was a young fella. So I think this is a very good meeting. I think I'm going to enjoy it.
And that was just yesterday I was young. Okay. By the way, it's a great week because we have Thanksgiving celebration in the US next week and my birthday. So anybody want to send a cake, you're welcome. Thank you, Jim, for the great leadership with the membership committee and the quick decision your committee is performing according to the rules of the Constitution and bylaws. Thank you. Elliot?
Yes, hello, everybody. Glad to be with you today. I've been in the clinical engineering field since the mid-70s, originally with ECRI Institute, and now currently a professor at Villanova University and the president of the Foundation for Living Wellness and Health. I serve on a number of nonprofit organizations, and I'm really delighted to be part of GCEA and working towards our global future as a profession. Most recently spent nearly 2 weeks with Yadin and the folks in China, our colleagues, and it was wonderful to sort of share our experiences, learn together, and look towards bright and very effective collaborations in this global village of clinical engineering where we're trying to improve patient health.
Thank you, Elliot. Elliot is a reliable member of the Founder Council. Now we call it Advisory Council, the AC. He led the early years of the Healthcare Technology Foundation. You will hear more about it later. And now he's working on the chairing the election committee, which is the important role of figuring out how we're going to bring the next generation into the offices of the alliance, make sure that we are continuing in the right direction, and we're depending a lot on his expertise. When we were in China, Elliot and me, just last month, I really enjoy sitting back and listening to what digital health is all about from the clinical engineering point of view. And Elliot did such a wonderful job on that, that everybody was going literally crazy over his presentation, wanted copy and have a lot of questions. Digital health is a future for us, and Elliot is the expert to help us to understand how we can deliver the competency in this field. What you see now on the screen is an org chart. All that is available on the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance website, globalceea.org. You see the committees we have. You see who are the chairmen of those committees. You're welcome to directly communicate with them. You're welcome to go through the secretary. Any path will do. We are a nimble organization. We act fast, and we are informal in communication. So please visit the website, communicate, and you will get a cookie from Neta if you will be collaborating so nicely. Okay, on the agenda, we are now on item number 4, moving along, and now we would like to introduce the MOs, member organization of Global Clinical Engineering Alliance, and hear what are they doing, where they are, and what they would like the Alliance to do more for them. So I don't have a specific order in mind, but please do the following. Either go to the Q&A button on the bottom of the screen. This button is direct communication to the AC members, to the advisory council member. You can make a comment, you can suggest ideas, you can ask questions, and they will go directly to the members and they can directly respond to you. Or you can put a comment in the chat box and suggest the order that you would like to speak. I see that we have several colleagues here. Our first members were our friends from Greece, and I don't know if Aris would like to take the floor and maybe start the introduction. Aris, good friend, delightful to work with you. He's delivering every time we ask him. He is a tremendous reviewing of paper and now a special guest editor of special issue on the Aegean conference that will come out next month as part of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance. And we would love to hear about the activity in Greece. Aris, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yadin. It's a pleasure for me to be here and a pleasure to be part of GCEA. I'm here as representative of ELEVIT. It's the Hellenic Association of Biomedical Technology. We have the honor, and we really thank you for that, to have our selected papers from our last conferences in a special issue with the Clinical Engineering Journal. So we are working on issues regarding clinical engineering in Greece. We are trying to establish to do all the needed actions in order to establish the profession of clinical engineering and promote it here in Greece. And we have the help and support of you, and we are very, very happy and delighted for that. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Aris, for including us in your activity, and an example of what the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance can do to promote your activity to the rest of the world is what we talked about, this special issue about best papers that presented in the Aegean Conference of Biomedical Engineering about technology and application of technology in clinical services. As I said, this special issue will come out next month, and you all can see the quality and the idea that working together with the Alliance, here is another avenue to promote the national activity to the rest of the world. Great. I'm pleased that we can deliver those kind of benefits to members. Let me see another member organization that we can go to. The next one that joined the Alliance was the Italians. And Umberto, if I can call on you, that will be very great. Umberto is impatiently waiting for his award. He received the award last time, and we need to fix it. It fell off the table and we need to fix it. We got it reproduced and it's on the way. I know it was mailed from the factory, so pretty soon you will get it. Umberto?
Thanks a lot, Yadin. Thanks, everyone. Good afternoon. On behalf also of the Italian Association of Clinical Engineering, Stefano earlier said something about us, about how we were involved with the GCA from the first step. And now actually we came up with the idea of the European Federation, which we are actually still working on, although we're making some changes in our idea and our mind, because probably there's something that we can make up and it's more integrated in the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance as European idea of putting together all the federation in order to talk with the also Ministry of Health and the health departments on a European basis, as you may know that of the European EU organization. Of course, as Italian Association, we're still working as we did in the past years, doing stuff. In the past 2 years, we actually added to our portfolio what we call the summer school. So a resident week for young students who spend 1 week talking about clinical engineering subjects and subjects with senior colleagues coming from all over Italy. And that's a very nice time to be together because we're getting closer, we're knowing younger people, and also we're training people. So that's a really good thing we've been doing in the past 2 years. And of course, we're looking forward to all the activity that GCA is putting on, hoping that we can help somehow, although everybody's way too busy to give enough time to important things. So thanks a lot again, Yadin, and all the guys that are working with the GCA, and we'll keep in touch.
The Italian Clinical Engineering Association is doing so good with such great ideas, working with the European parliamentarian on several proclamation and documentation. We can copy that and educate the world about how they go about and get involved in parliamentarian activities. And that's one thing that will be good to share coming out of Italy. Thank you, Umberto. I would like to jump into where did I see Emmanuel? I'm looking at Emmanuel. Where did I see Emmanuel? Aurora Beji, Emmanuel, a new member.
Hi. Hi.
Would you like to introduce your organization?
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Yes, we see you.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm the acting president of the Nigeria Society for Biomedical and Clinical Engineering. Currently in Toronto here, working as graduate assistant in St. Michael's Research Institute of Biomedical Engineering. We actually want to thank, on behalf of my society, we want to thank the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance for all you've been doing. Thank you for your leadership and everything you've done. For us as a member organization and as a very young organization in Nigeria, activities we may appeal or expect from the Global Clinical Alliance are activities with respect to innovative activities in biomedical engineering, innovative projects, because we have a lot of young ones in our country who are into different innovative projects. So we want to request or ask if the Global Clinical Alliance can come up with activities for us also to be included within the innovative aspects of biomedical engineering. Once again, thank you very much for all you've been doing for us, and we appreciate it.
Glad to hear more about your activity there, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining us. We'll go next to Alexandre Ferrelli with the Brazilian Society, who hosted us in 2017. Khalil came to me and said, if you will be able to make a conference, I guarantee that we'll be able to hold the second one. So in 2015 was the first clinical engineering and health technology management conference in China, 9 years ago. And the second one in 2017 was in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Thank you, Khalil, for encouraging us. And Alexandra, your floor.
Good morning, Adin. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to stay here representing the Brazilian Society of Clinical Engineering. Yadin, I have a little presentation. May I share?
Sure, sure. Yeah, we see it.
Okay. I will talk a little about the 2025 actions of ABCLIN in Brazil. Our council is composed by a president, Ricardo Maranhão. Ricardo Maranhão is here. But today I will talk about ABCLIN. Pedro Moreira, our vice president, and more 5 vice presidents. Léria, Fernando, Ziv, Luiz, and me. I'm a vice president of institutional relationship. In 2024, we continue to strengthen the ABCLIN brand and the appreciation of clinical engineering in Brazil. We maintained our position within the Hospital Fair, the largest event in Latin America. The appreciation of female participation continues through the NGMA Max Women's Committee. Associate engineers from ABCLIN bring proposals and support other professionals. The appreciation of clinical engineering is carried out strategically with actions in government agencies and other associations. ABCLIN was present at the Congress of ABDH. ABDH is Association for Development of Healthcare Building. Metro Saúde. Metro Saúde is Association of Meteorological Studies. Abraman. Abraman is the big association of engineers in Brazil. It is association for Brazilian Association of Maintenance. In the last Congress of Abraman, 2,500 engineers were present. And we collaborated in the creation of books and provided technical support for government agencies overseeing the engineering profession. Several live sessions were held on current and important topics for the market, such as fires in hospitals and the interaction among different professionals in a healthcare units, IT, engineering, architecture, medical physics. This interaction is very important in Brazil. At the hospital fair, the clinical engineering event was one of the busiest and the most sought after. Next year, there will be an increase in the number of spots available. The event is very important, and clinical engineers, technicals, biomedical technicals, were to hospital fair to see our presentations. ABCLIN seeks global engagement with your organizations. In Brazil, it's important to disseminate the work being done abroad by the main leaders in clinical engineering in Latin America and around the world. ABCLIN is leading a study on the curriculum for training clinical engineers. We have the participation of leaders from Latin America, and in the first phase, the need for practical training for professionals was identified. Today in Brazil, only one course of clinical engineer has a practical training. This year, representatives from Brazil main hospitals were present. The representatives Gilbertoni from Albert Einstein and Marcelo from Hospital Sírio-Libanês. The day was organized by ABCLIN to promote the professional and bring new knowledge. We also publicized live sections and international actions throughout the year. These years, important events in clinical engineering took place in Brazil, and ABCLIN was present at all of them as the official representative of clinical engineering in Brazil. Congress of Sírio-Libanês Hospital, Congress of Hospital Albert Einstein, Regional Congress, and more. ABCLIN were present as official clinical engineering of Brazil. This year's CE Day presents the perspective of clinical engineers through different organizations and societies. Patient safety is a joint effort by all. In the CE Day, we have SBEB, Brazilian Society of Biomedical Engineering, ABDH, Association for Development of Building, Healthcare Building, ONA, National Organization of Accreditation, Abraman, Brazilian Society of Maintenance, ABIMO, it's an association of manufacturers, ABCs, it's an association of medical informatics, and SOBRASP. SOBRASP is an organization about patient safety. All presidents were present to talk about the importance of clinical engineering in healthcare units. ABCLIN, we continue working with the American College and Global Clinical Engineer Alliance. We are promoting its events in Brazil. And for ABCLIN, it's important to engage with major national and international organizations. Thus, I coordinate the work with the study group, GDI, international group about study for clinical engineering curriculum, and Pedro Moreira serves as the treasurer of GCEA. This year, we launched the ABCLIN course platform. In 2025, we will offer new courses based on our users' requests. The first course was about legislation. And we participate in the review of the health devices of the health service manual from ONA, National Accreditation Organization. Here in Brazil, we may certificate a hospital, or you may certificate clinical engineering services, infrastructure service, and other things.
We thank you for your attention, and ABCLIN are available for actions that validate the profession of clinical engineering in Brazil and worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexandre. We are appreciative of your invitation to the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance to participate in your event, in your conferences, and build up the network not only in South America, but introduce ABCLIN to the rest of the world. We'll continue to collaborate. Thank you. We're jumping on to Canada, and Sarah Kelso, President of the Canadian Medical and Biological Engineering Society. My pleasure, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Eden. I'm like you, and I didn't prepare a script, but I'm really happy to be here. My name is Sarah Kelso. I'm a professional engineer, and I work as a clinical engineer in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'm also very proud to be the president of the Canadian Medical and Biological Engineering Society, and I'm proud to be here representing all of our members this morning. I'm honored to be here at my first GCEA annual members meeting. CMBS is still a relatively new member of the GCEA, but we're very excited to be part of the global group and to learn more about the Alliance and find opportunities for collaboration. A few accomplishments that I wanted to share that CMBS is really proud of are our clinical engineering standards of practice, which is a set of standards that we've collaboratively developed amongst the leaders across Canada in clinical engineering, and is a document that's heavily referenced and well regarded by many directors across Canada. We also have a peer review process to support the implementation of the clinical engineering standards of practice. I'm very interested to hear from our colleague in Brazil about a certification process that they have there, and hope that we can engage in discussions to strengthen our processes and potentially find opportunities to work together from each of our respective countries. Also, a new development that I wanted to share was that issue that has really united our members over the last couple of years is learning about and advocating for the right to repair, and finding ways to make sure that our professional clinical engineers and biomedical engineering technologists that work within our healthcare system in Canada have access to the training and tools and information that they need to continue to safely and sustainably repair medical equipment. And we've recently come out with a position statement on right to repair, where we're trying to really advocate for the needs of our members and also emphasize the need to work collaboratively with manufacturers and vendors to make sure that we have sustainable systems in place to ensure that the medical equipment our healthcare system needs is in good repair and available and safe to use at all times. So thank you so much for including us in the Alliance, and looking forward to many exciting opportunities ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Very important items on your list, and our collaboration is increasing. You will see, as you know, the project for 2025 on the accreditation using your society initial activity and initiative in going in that direction, and how together we're going to take it to the world. Stefano is involved with that, and other people as well. So thank you, Sarah. Looking forward to very tight and strong collaboration.
Excellent. Thank you.
Next, we'll go to China, to the Beijing WISE Innovation Technology Alliance. And I believe Amy is online to represent them.
Yes, and hi, Dr. Yadin, and hello, everyone. And my name is Meng Xu, and Amy, if I think someone quite familiar with that name, probably. So glad to see everyone here. It's also my first time to participate for the annual meeting this year as well. And I'm working with the Journal of China Medical Devices. And today I'm on behalf of the Beijing WISE Innovation Technology Alliances. And again, it's really a great honor. This year we have Dr. Yadin and Professor Elliott to China this time, and we had a really great presentations and also a lot of good feedback from CEs in China as well. And they definitely learned a lot of global CE alliances, and then they are really curious about what's going on, what's happening in the alliances as well. So we will definitely, in the coming years, we will promote the alliances work with the CEs in China as well and let them know. And one case, for example, is the benchmarking, the translation version we had from the alliances, I think last month. And a lot of CEs here in China are requiring that, which is good news. And we are glad we have those Chinese version ready for them to use as a tool in their work. So for our alliances, basically we are like a platform like GCEA. We are collaborating a lot of like associations, for example, the Chinese Society of Clinical Engineers and a lot of hospitals and universities. So a lot of resources related to clinical engineers. So for our alliances, we are hoping to bridge the Chinese clinical engineers with the global clinical engineers through the collaboration with the global CE alliances as well. So I will keep this short and then looking forward to see what's happening for the next year. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for your support. Looking forward to be working with you, and appreciate you staying up late at night in China to introduce your organization.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We'll go next to the Gulf, the Persian Gulf or Middle East. However, the region is being identified to MIMPA, the Medical Maintenance Equipment Society, and Omar Al-Sami, the president, is here with us. Omar?
Hi, Yadin. Hi, everybody. From Riyadh. It's quite evening. It's 6 o'clock p.m. In Riyadh, and really glad to attend this meeting. This is our first meeting to be attended, and I would like to thank the team in GCEA for accepting our membership request, and it is a pleasure. We believe that the efforts of biomedical engineering development as a career should be done globally, not to be focused on the effort scattered from area to other, and we can learn from each other. I would like to show a presentation about what is MIMBA, if you allow me. So
please go ahead. Omar, what is going on?
I'm trying to share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
So we are, as from our name, Medical Electrical Equipment Maintenance Professional Association. We have been founded in March 2020, directly or founded in August 2021. But the idea and the concept started by directly after COVID has been erupted, and caused the problem of the supply chain of medical devices has been interrupted worldwide. The goal, the problem was the problem at that time was that many countries wanted to manufacture medical equipment. They realized this fact, but the fact that it was not only the manufacturing and in order to substitute the supply chain interruption, it was that the repairing of medical equipment was really not cannot be achieved, and we have realized that as biomedical engineers that should be our focus to enable the maintenance and repairing of medical equipment. We realized that it's not only the manufacturing that was interrupted, it was also the maintenance. And we from this point that we have started our slogan that with the phrase, what we cannot maintain, we cannot manufacture. And we came together from different perspective of medical and different expertise we as a biomedical engineer, we came from different areas of knowledge area and expertise, regulatory, for example, health technology management, procurement and supply chain, digital health, one of the areas that we covered by our member. Our slogan, as we said, what we cannot maintain, we cannot manufacture. And it became our goal and our strategy in order to enable, to teach and to make the working in the area of maintenance exciting, and have a vision for who work in that, from maintenance with potential of manufacture of these equipments. We have identified we have made our vision and mission, and created 3 calls in order to solve the problem of maintenance, which is to standardize the practice, to encourage to practice. After encouraging for practice, then we train on the practice. So if you have to make the motivation of practicing before you offer the training, because if you have a training without motivation, you cannot expect clinical engineer, biomedical engineer to join this training. The motivation is the income of this biomedical engineer in order which is considered as an impact of a training that we are delivering to the engineers. We aligned. We have the Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia, and we have aligned our goals with different programs of this really ambitious vision. Started as we started with really we had a really good media start and publications in the newspaper. We identified the challenge that we have in Saudi Arabia. For example, we import over 90% of medical equipment, and we see the problem that it is not that if you want to manufacture medical equipment, we have to it will be difficult to learn from manufacturer, because we don't have manufacturer right here. It will be not feasible to go to each manufacturer, but we have assets, which is medical equipment, that we can learn from we have to maintain it, and we learn from the maintenance of these medical equipment and the different, and to standardize and specialize people in different tracks. We have analyzed the knowledge areas that is required for biomedical engineer. To be a global biomedical engineer, we have made the need analysis. What kind of tracks that and specialties of biomedical engineering we should base our programs on it. We have identified horizontal areas. We have identified vertical area that should be covered by each biomedical engineer and clinical engineer. We have created our biomed trainer campaign here in Saudi Arabia. Started with the first stage, and we are going through now the second stage, and then we will go, which is and the third stage. We have to understand medical devices. What is our belief? We have to understand the framework of medical devices by, for example, quality management system for 13485 and 14971. Then go through the specific standard for each medical equipment, which is identified by the IEC standard and the ISO standard that's relevant to each medical equipment. And after being expert in those standards, we can we can specialize people on based on their standard, on their relevant models, and based on manufacturers. So we create by this method a knowledgeable engineer in biomedical engineer to speak the same language of the manufacturer who manufacture these equipments. Meanwhile, efforts toward this vision, we have made many partnerships. For example, with the Saudi Accreditation Center, we believe that we have to have a certification scheme for every track of this and specialty. We believe that it should be accredited and should be mutually recognized worldwide. We have a good partnership with the education provider, the university, the technical college, for example. Also with the manufacturing, the manufacturer side and the suppliers, they love our idea. They know that we can make the win-win situation between manufacturer and biomedical engineer as in the area of maintenance. This is an announcement of the first stage of our biomed trainer campaign, which include the framework of the knowledge of the biomedical engineer, and we made a global agreement with the global GMDN agency, which is responsible for the coding of and the nomenclature.
Omar, we need to shorten the presentation.
Yes, to be about to finish. We will be translating it to Arabic as an initiative with GMDN, and also we have a good presentation among healthcare provider in Saudi Arabia. Also, we believe that manufacturing is maintenance is a contractor work, so we have to work on the guidelines of the contractor societies. John Hopkins, one of our partner as a healthcare provider in Saudi Arabia, John Hopkins Aramco. We have made the biomed volunteerism as a profession, and also we have a charity work with the different to show how valuable is the biomedical engineer. Emergency medical services also, we have showed them what's EMS medical device mean by standards. We have a biomed library created for accessible for any biomedical engineer. Universities activities, we have created our sample, the helmet, the biomed helmet. We distributed, and we have you see the crowd here in King Faisal University. This is one of the, and we have done this in many colleges. People know us with our helmet. And next Sunday, we have an event in Imam Abdurrahman Faisal University. And we will update you about the result of this event. It's called Beyond the Lab. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have so many new members and we love to learn more about it. We're running short on time, but I got request from Stella to get the time on the queue, but we have other members that are also waiting. We'll go to Japan first. Sorry, Stella, but we'll need to go to Japan next.
Hi, everybody. Yes, Keiko again. I'm a president of Japan Association for Clinical Engineers. We established about more than 30 years ago, and the number of members is more than 300,000. And then most responsibility for us is, operate and maintenance medical devices in the hospital. So previously, most of people work in the hospital, but nowadays it's the kind of diversity. People start to work in the company and the academic field, and also people start to develop medical devices because, we have been working in the hospital and we know what is the need, So people start to, work in different fields. And also, our population is getting big, growing because especially COVID-19. At that time, we need high medical devices, including respirator and the ECMO and so on. And we are the professional in the medical field, engineer in the and the medicine field. So I think our responsibility is growing up and the presentation is going well. So, and I think young people, what they are thinking about it is, working, they would like to work in the globally because, Japan is an island, but the young people, would like to work globally. So I think, GCEA can support, to get more knowledge and experience, even, through the webinar and so on. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your cooperation and collaboration very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Keiko. And I'm trying to rush through. Abel, are you there? With IPSA organization not there. Let's jump to Marwa Asawi from Egypt, a new member, joined us recently with the Egyptian Society. And then we'll go to Stella. Marwa Asawi, are you there? Stella, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Stella. I'm representing the Institute of Physics and Engineering in Medicine here in the UK. So the Institute of Physics and Engineering in Medicine is a professional body that represents medical physicists and clinical engineers. So I am the secretary for the Clinical Engineering Special Interest Group that is actually part of that larger organization. So what we are looking at is, what we're currently working on is raising awareness of clinical engineering among professionals in the UK, even in the hospitals and even in the wider society. So the last Clinical Engineering Day, the Global Clinical Engineering Day, we just created awareness all over social media. And we also did some webinars, organized some webinars about career pathways in clinical engineering. So what we are looking at from GCEA is more engagements, like best practices, sharing best practices, because we're also looking at the right to repair trying to issue a position statement. So it'll be useful to see what other people have done. And also we're looking at application of AI, artificial intelligence in clinical engineering. So if you share best practices and how people have progressed in those areas, it'll be quite useful. Thank you.
Great comment, Stella. I really appreciate that. Definitely the Alliance have been requested by Sarah's organization in Canada, CMBES, to join into the declaration about right to repair, and we will push on the point of competence. If the word competence is not there, we're not supporting such declaration. It's important that not everybody is repairing, but only the competent one. Thank you, Stella. Abel, are you there? Not seeing or hearing him.
I'm ready now. Yedin, hello.
Yeah.
It's Marwa. I'm ready now.
Oh, from Egypt. Great. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Welcome with everyone. I'm so pleased and honored to be among such a wonderful group of clinical engineers. It's nice also to have all this big family everywhere. I'll be as fast as I can. I represent the Secretary General for the Egyptian Biomedical Engineering Society. We have been established since 2001 officially. And before that, we have been working with all our colleagues for 3 years in progress until we are out as an NGO, an official NGO by society in Egypt. We hold different partnerships with Jordan, with Saudi Arabia, with Morocco, with different countries, so we can grow a bigger society. We have two main tracks that I'd like to just give a quick hint on them. The capacity building program for biomedical and clinical engineers, both tracks. We go with the industry field and we go with the practice in clinical engineering. The track for capacity building program have two perspectives, one for the undergrads, where we work together with the universities and institutes to rectify the curriculum to match the requirement in the market and the field through our expertise. And the other line is through the capacity building program, where we test the market and we measure what are the needs and requirements from the current clinical and biomedical engineers on both sides, and prepared tailored courses and track them with medical equipment companies all over Egypt and the region to give them these programs and courses to enable them to be better in their field and promotions. With different other topics, we have an incubator in which we host small projects and work with them for this project for better establishment and manufacturing line. This is in a nutshell, and I hope our next meetings will have more to elaborate. We have an annual conference for the Egyptian Biomedical Engineering Society, and definitely you are all welcome to attend and join us in the next year. Thank you again, and pleased and honored to be among you all.
Marwa, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We know now a little bit more about what the Egyptian Society is doing, and grateful that you joined the Alliance as a full member. That's great. We'll be working together now that we know each other. We'll work better together in the future. Running through, trying to see if Abel is there, Abel representing Ethiopia, and running short of time. I don't see him. We will jump into the next item of the agenda. I appreciate all the members' presentation. Some presentations were added just literally as we set today to the meeting. We were not prepared, so it took a little bit more on the agenda time, but I think it's important for us to know who is out there, who is a member, what they want the Alliance to do next, and how can we work better together. So I appreciate that. Let's jump into the state of the Alliance, and we'll visit the achievement of what have we done as a group together in the past year. The State of the Alliance is a report, annual report, that the President is put together with the support of all the committee chairmen and chairwomen in the Alliance, and you will see the details coming up. It's evolution. We are growing up. We are not only standing up and able to walk and put a suit on, but we have our logo on the suitcase. And a friend told me recently, if you're not having a seat in the table, guess what? You're becoming a part on the menu. I don't want to be a part on the menu. I want to have a seat in the table, enjoy the dinner, and make sure that everybody understands clinical engineers need to be at the table and not on the menu. Let's move on. The report is starting with a letter from the president telling you how we transition from a rule organization, from temporary start to being a robust parliamentarian and bureaucratic organized group that have lots of members and growing, but nimble and acting fast. We put the emphasis on having rules and regulation, but having effective process and fast acting path. So as you can see in the center of this page on the right, we continue to build robust member alliances to elevate healthcare outcome by driving technological innovation, promoting knowledge sharing, and strengthening the clinical engineering programs around the world. Let's move on. I'll just look at some of the highlights. This document will be available after the meeting on the Clinical Engineering Alliance website. On the left side, you see the mission and the vision of the Alliance. Basically, we want to serve as a global hub, uniting National Clinical Engineering Association and healthcare stakeholders to harness clinical engineering expertise and healthcare technology for the benefit of healthcare. This is simple. It must be done. This is our job. And on the bottom of the page, you see the IC logo. IC. I want every clinical engineering person, practitioner, to be able to see and understand. I stand for insight, C for connect, E for educate, and A for advocate. Insight. I want to incite curiosity. I want to see we inciting strong collaboration. We incite desire to work together within the clinical engineering discipline, as well as between clinical engineering discipline and other disciplines, between engineering and physician, nurses, etc., between that and government agency, between this and international agency, between that and the public. I want to connect. I want us to be competent and educated about our role so we can deliver what we preach. And I want to advocate recognition for everything that we do. To do all that, on the right-hand side, you see the founder, the list of advisory council members that we have introduced just moments ago. And if you go next, you will see all of the photograph and the role that they are playing. I can't emphasize enough how fortunate I am to have this as colleagues, as friends, and as smart guiders to where do we need to go. Everybody on the Alliance members field should be thanking this individual for volunteering their expertise and time and passion. Move on. We have next the members society categories. Those are available online, will be available in this document, and we'll talk more when we talk about the membership organization. We talked about equity, diversity, ethics, and inclusion. We want to make sure that everybody find a place in the clinical engineering village by joining the Alliance, and we are welcoming, no matter what your background is, to come, get educated, and be part. Next, we want to talk about the journal. This is your journal. It is established by, administered by, and most of the contribution are by clinical engineers. There isn't another publication like that in the world. You should read you should submit article, and you should promote the Global Clinical Engineering Journal to the world. We are the only publication that publish in clinical engineering in 2 languages simultaneously, as you can see on the left-hand side, with English and in Chinese. We also have special issues and proceeding of meeting. The proceeding of meeting suggests that if you have a meeting in your region, in your nation, in your country, and you want to select the best paper to be published, invite us to be the proceeding manager, and we'll be happy to help you and promote your paper. Let's take a look at our specific achievement. The Scopus indexing has been achieved, and now we're climbing in the impact factor there, as well as being recognized by the International Committee of Medical Journal Editor, ICMGE, and will continue to have more achievement in 2025. Look at the difference between 2023 and October 2024. October 2024 is in orange, of course, and you can see the increase in the number of pages that was read, number of visits, and you can see how this almost tripled compared to 2023. We are proud to be the fathers and mothers of this journal. We're also proud of the Global Clinical Engineering Day that has been extended to a week, because like this meeting, we need more time to allow all the members to show what they have done and achieved and contributed to public health over the past year. All the material is available on the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance website, past years, and as well as the proclamation that you can see at the bottom of the page. You can use that, translate it to your native language, and post it in your organization. On the right-hand side, just last month, we celebrate the Global Clinical Engineering Week in China, as we do every year. We start there. We pass the Olympic torch around the world according to the time zone, and that 675,000 pages visits were just in the opening ceremony. Can you imagine over 650,000 visitors? That's fantastic, unheard of in clinical engineering until now. Next, I want you to look at the activity that we do in order to understand what are the issues that we face commonly, that is jointly can be solved, and not just in a specific country or specific region. We call it the Global Clinical Engineering Summit. On a biannual basis, we run the summit, we look at issues, we rank them, and we work on the top 5. On the right-hand side, you see that not only within the field we build bridges and we collaborated, but we advocate also to other healthcare organizations. In particular, on this page, you see the participation of the Alliance in the past 2 years in the International Hospital Federation. We make the presentation that you can see there, and we talk to hospital administrators and told them about the field. Many of them heard of it for the very first time. Next page, we also talk to the World Health Organization. We were contracted to do some major contract in the publication of the Compendium of Innovation around COVID-19. And together with Tom, we led that to significant improvement of the level of relationship we have with the World Health Organization, to the point that now we are applying to become a non-state actor. So we will have a voice with over 190 Ministry of Health members of the World Health Organization. On the right-hand side, you see specific member of the Advisory Council participate in different national meetings. They were invited and make the presentation. And then if you look at the next page and looking at our presence online, this is amazing to see on the bottom of the page what the social media for the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance have achieved. As you can see, mail touches, 280,000 touches in 2003 and 2004. The website is being over 3.5 million. That's unbelievable. You want your society to be part of that, and you want your society to be presented there. At this point, we'll go to individual committee function and officers, and we'll start with Neta, the Secretary General report. Neta, please.
Thank you, Yadin. In the interest of time, I'll be very quick. We had an amazing year. One of the first achievement we did last year was expanding our committee members by reaching out to our members and asking for volunteers to take part in our committees. That's increased the member engagement and also ensured that our committees had sufficient capacity to operate effectively. The next one we did was strengthen partnership with our member organizations, which was ensuring that we reach out to the right people in our member organization to make sure their members are aware of everything happening within GCEA and beyond. And we are trying to improve. We already have an amazing presence online, as you saw Yadin mentioned, but we are trying to improve on that year by year by using more and more platforms to make sure that we expand our reach to everyone. Our goals for coming year is to expand our collaboration with our partnership with our members. I've already been in touch with many of you, and I'm going to continue doing that next year to make sure that we are aligned and we can help and collaborate with each other. We're also going to introduce a monthly newsletter for our members, which will have the highlights of, sorry, not monthly, quarterly. Correction needs to be happened. Quarterly newsletters. This will be ensuring that our members are informed of all the highlights happening every quarter, but also gives an opportunity to our members to have their highlights in that newsletter. There'll be a members section in the newsletter, so we can ensure that all our members are. We see in the chat, a lot of you already want to reach out to each other and improve this community. So you can also use this newsletter to do so. And I think we also would like to expand our membership to academic partners and industry to make sure that we have a much further reach to this community. And we're also looking forward to host joint events with again, and workshop with industry and academic partner to foster innovation, training, and knowledge sharing. This year has been a remarkable year for me as my first year within this amazing organization, and just seeing how much work goes behind the scene to achieve what you've just seen, a flashback of it from Yadin, but it's a huge amount of work from every member of the committee. So it's just an honor to be here, and especially seeing all the members here, and it's just an amazing experience.
Thank you. I saw somebody raise his hand or her hand. I didn't catch up who it was, but let's move on to the next presentation from the Education Committee. Kali, if you can move on.
Yes, Yadin. I don't think pages. Yes, that's the one. Well, thank you very much. Education really, it takes you a lot of time and a lot of headaches, but it worth doing. It's fantastic to be able to train people, to inform. And we are working with education in GCEA since 2021. We started it, really. And well, this report is just for 23 and 24. You can see that we had lots of activities. We had 9 webinars and 14 technology snapshots. Webinar takes something like 60 minutes with 2 or 3 participants, and technology snapshots is just one person talking about, let's just say, 20 minutes. And we are engaging really. We contacted several people. The nice thing about education is to have contact with people all over the world to invite them in terms of voluntary basis, okay? And they 65 experts are collaborating. They have, it's really too nice to see how they have the pleasure to collaborate with GCEA. And then you can see 3,000 registrants and 1,500 live participants, okay? I would say I was lucky to get more people, more volunteers starting this year. And you can see the names of the committee members. Everybody's, again, as Yadin said, all on a voluntary basis, dedicating their times to give ideas and to help us with the organization with that, okay? And then one of the things I like to show is that we spend about 450 hours just in the education process, okay? And then I will hope that you are listening to help us also to give ideas about subjects to be taught on webinars and short talks. I think this is is a summary of what we've done. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Khalil. That is impressive program, very well attended around the world, excellent speaker, quality question and answer period in each one of them, 450 volunteer expert hour. That is amazing, amazing success, and it will be continued to grow in 2025. Let me call on Hani Bu Omer. I will ask you to unmute. You raise your hand and you have the microphone. Hani? Hani? Okay, we'll continue with the State of the Alliance. And next we have the achievement that Tom led on the translation of benchmarking guide resulting of collaboration with AMI to 9 different languages. As you can see here, again, it is available on the website already, and you're welcome to visit, including Marwa. Thank you for the Arabic translation that is done as well. Let's go to the Healthcare Technology Foundation, chaired by Dr. Dan Clark. He is excused, as I told you. The foundation has made tremendous progress this year and became to be an organized not-for-profit organization that is looking to fund research that would result in evidence and documentation about the clinical engineering roles in improving healthcare services delivered. The foundation has a website on the Clinical Engineering Alliance. You're welcome to visit. They are looking for volunteers to join, just like Khalil and the Education Committee is looking for volunteers to join them. And they are going to be prepared in 2025 to start issuing a call for proposal. So stay tuned for that. Let's move on to the awards committee and Keiko.
Thank you very much, Dr. David. Can I share my slide, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, great. I would like to, inform the 2024 GCEA Award. Next, please. Now we have 3 awards: Collaborative Capacity Building Award, Technologist Technician Leadership Award, and new award, the JY and WH Global Academic Award. And this year we have many nominations. It is double or triple than previous year. And then we, have done all method. And now I am pretty pleasure to announce the winner of 2024 GCE Awards. Next, please. The winner of Collaborative Capacity Building Award is Andhra Pradesh Medtech Zone Limited, AMTZ from India. Congratulations. And next is the Technician Technologist Leadership Award. Winner is Engineer Van Nguyen Huang from Head of Medical Engineer Equipment Department, Tu Cuc International Hospital, Vietnam. Congratulations. And last one is a new award, Jin Zhang and William Humat Global Academic Award. Winner is Dr. John Shen, Director of Chengxin Hospital, Union Hospital, Tanji Medical College, Hanzhou University of Science and Technology from China. Congratulations. And we are so pleased to announce those people. And I'm looking, I hope you can see the more information on our GCEA website. Please see, catch this G code. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keiko. Great job of your leadership with the recognition committee. And please, everybody online, think about those worthy to be recognized in your society and start submitting it for next year award. So the world will know about your excellence in membership organization. We'll jump to Jim and the membership committee.
Okay. With our membership committee, this is a group of people there, which we've got people from Brazil, from the United States, South Africa, Japan, Canada, and Ecuador. If any of your organizations have someone else that would like to be involved in the membership process, I'd be happy to have a nomination from you, kind of thing, because some of these people are on more than one job, so we'd like to kind of replace some of them. We've had a very active year. All the application forms are on the website. We have both the membership organizations. We also have the individual membership, but the individual members are only applicable for countries that we do not have a membership organization from, kind of thing. And part of the purpose of the individual members is to try to get either a organization developed in a country, or if there is an organization, to try to get them to become members of the organization. As you can see there, we've had a very good year there with new members of the organization. We also have had a lot of individual members that have applied. As those applications come in, I personally review them to be sure everything is there and that it's all in English. And if it's not in English, I'll go back to you and maybe give you a site that you can go to have it converted to English. And we've done that with a few, and it's been very, very well done. And then we process it by emails to all the members, and they decide should people become a member, and then we get it approved by the major committee. And that's all I really have.
Great, Jim, one of the most dynamic committee because of the tremendous growth we're seeing, and your leadership there is fantastic, making sure that you identify qualification, and the membership submission must be in the English language, and that's part of the struggle of the committee reaching compliance with this requirement. So please, if you see new members who would like to join in new societies, first thing, tell them it need to be submission in English. Thank you very much, Jim. Again, let's move on to the concept of funding. Pedro.
Sure. And for 2024, we established a meticulous planned budget, which has been followed rigorously. And our total cash balance and the last month stood at $90,000. And in addition, we received 16,000 in donations, part of which came from the participation of the Global Clinical Engineering members in clinical engineering events around the world, with their own funds converting these activities. Furthermore, the Global Clinical Engineering members have contributed over 7,000 hours of volunteer work, and our financial outlook is strong, and we are on a clear path of growth. This position is to expand our impact and advancing clinical engineering to 7 communities around the globe. So for our financial, today it's very, very good information, and we have now the plan to budget 2025 with the different projects and for our Congress too.
Thank you, Pedro. Pedro is very focused, very organized, and this is good fortune for the Alliance because he's working with professional accountant and make sure that everything is registered, accounted for, and documented. So I'm very comfortable knowing that he's taking care of all the compliance issue we have with finance. Thank you again, Pedro. Moving to the end of the State of the Alliance report, there are 2 subjects left. One is to look to next year big project and to discuss the changes to our global clinical engineering journal. As we do that, I would like to mention 2 specific activities. One is what I refer to as the International Clinical Engineering Corps, which is an organization like Doctors Without Borders. This is clinical engineering practitioners without border. Respond to disaster, prepare, educate people to be prepared for disaster and how to recover from that. It is named Universal Clinical Engineering Federation, housed in India. As you can see, the new logo is there, and the 8 pillars of pre-disaster preparation, deployment, assessment, and transition technical support. It is important that when we meet disaster and the healthcare providers and healthcare services are part of the damage, we need to be able to support, find way, and be prepared to have a robust frame and foundation to keep services going to those in need. And the next goal for 2025 is very important idea of making sure that the world is aware of the competency in our field. And this is clinical engineering program accreditation. This is taking the Canadian initiative and leadership and combine that with International Society for Quality Assurance and get their international global certification to a program that will review, assess, and accredited clinical engineering programs around healthcare provider institution, and as Stefano advises, as well as independent service organization that wish to be reviewed and receive the accreditation. It's a new program. We worked on that with a team, and it requires a lot of volunteer effort. Matt Baritage from Canada joined us recently, I see on the chat box, and he is one of the leaders of this project. We're lucky to have somebody who is so well familiar with benchmarking and program assessment and the Joint Commission evaluation and assessment process that is helping us with that. Thank you, Matt. And we need to visit and talk about it one more time before we'll continue with advertising it. Those are two big projects for 2025. Now we'll jump in to the Global Clinical Engineering Journal because there are changes there as well. And I would like to ask Kaliroy Stavriano to give us a short idea, where do we go with that?
Thank you, thank you. What amazing achievements. Global Clinical Engineering Journal is growing as well as GCEA, is growing in submissions, is growing in editorial staff, and therefore we're happy to say that now it's Gold Open Access, starting in 2025. Gold Open Access actually means that we will have high quality peer review and editing processes while offering readers permanent and free access. In 2025, an article publishing charge will be applicable for the authors. The journal is indexed, as we have already mentioned, in Scopus, Portico, Google Scholar, CILIT, Crossref, and the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors. We plan to apply soon for other important databases, including the Directory of Open Access Journals, PubMed, Web of Science, and Impact Factor, ESCI. The goals of the journal are mainly to advance and disseminate knowledge related to clinical engineering discipline, promote professional networking, education, training, and ethical professional practice, and also, most importantly, to become the preferred international scientific journal dedicated to clinical engineering. Our editorial board has increased by 4 members this year. So 3 more countries have included in this list of maps. And our international editors are representing sectors from engineering, medicine, academia, and WHO. I would like to remind everyone that we have a very valuable publication in Global Clinical Engineering Journal, which is how to write a paper. And this will be very important for people who would like to submit, to have a look on before they submit. When you want to go and make a submission, there is a button on the top right corner of the website that you press and then you follow the procedure. Just below this button, we have a new feature, Ask the Author. The editor-in-chief is now engaging in a direct dialogue with the researchers behind groundbreaking clinical engineering studies. You can watch the interviews here. We already have 2 interviews so far. We have also scheduled 11 new special issues. The first one will be the 10th Panhellenic Conference on Biomedical Technology with selected papers from this conference, as our guest editor Aris Dermidjakis said, and this will be published before the end of 2024. Right after that will follow the Pan-Africa CE-BME special issue with guest editor, the GCEA President-elect Mladen Poluta, and the submission deadline will be mid-January. I would like to stress out here that a webinar has been scheduled on December 4 in order to guide the authors on how to submit on this special issue. The webinar will be entitled, Can Pan-Africa CE-BME Address Defines Maintenance? You may register for free in this QR code. And there are plenty more special issues for you to see on the tab of the journal. We are recruiting a reviewer board. After being indexed to Scopus, the journal developed very, very fast, as we already mentioned. We have increasing number of submissions, and therefore we decided to establish our registered reviewer board and referred to the support of global researchers and engineers who are experts in the field of clinical engineering. This board will have several benefits. The reviewers will gain recognition as they will be recognized on the website. They will enjoy waivers for their manuscripts. A network will be developed with other C researchers. They will build a reputation with editors with the potential to serve as editors in the future, and also exposure to state-of-the-art developments and the hottest topics in clinical engineering. So we invite all of you to participate as reviewers in our Global Clinical Engineering Journal. Thank you. If you have any questions, queries, please contact me in this email. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaliroy. As you can see, I told you she is a diamond. She's a jewel in the crown, and help us a lot with many, many topics. Just like Tom, she works in the background and make things happen, and we are all appreciative of that. We got into the agenda to the point where we talk about the proposed amendment to the Constitution and the bylaws. I would like to invite the MOs to be prepared to cast their vote. Kaliroy has vetted all the appropriate qualified delegates and let them the ability to vote. And I will ask Khalil to highlight the major changes that we are proposing to include and to vote about. Khalil?
Yeah, Jane. I think, I'm not sure if you know, but GCEA, though is growing a lot, is still a very new alliance. It's new, I would say 4 or 5 years. And also, as it grows, all the requirements that you need to run a alliance like this size, have to change. Things that we've done before when we started, it has to be changed to adapt to the new requirements we have. But we changed the bylaws and the constitution. Not many other things, like, for instance, things like the provisional articles. Now they don't have any validity because we have to change for now a permanent thing. But a major change we've done was we have, as Yadin mentioned, the advisory council. It was temporary. He created that to advise him during all those years, and now we make it permanent. So now we have a restructured and permanent advisory council. The committee will have now the formal responsibility of reviewing, advising, and reporting to the officers on matters related to the GCEA administration. And to do that, also, we create a new membership class that we are calling associate. It will have the obligation and will have this associate that was created, this associate member, it was created to accommodate a broader range of members and engagement level, mainly also to be part of the advisory council. We also done some corrections. There was some spelling errors, inconsistencies in the articles at that time, but we started it. Now we try to correct it, we improve, I would say, clarity and accuracy. We had so many requirements that we want to improve the quality of GCEA that we also added appendices, and you will see about 2 appendices with all the requirements for the membership class and for the advisory council. So people that are participating in those things, those new classes, will know what are their obligations. Okay, that's basically, there are many changes you have to see, but those are basically the major changes we've done in the constitution and the bylaws. Okay, thank you again.
Thank you, Khalil. This is a good description of the highlight, changing by adding an associate membership to the class of member, correcting spelling and grammatical error, converting the transitory nature of the advisory council to a permanent committee to advise the officers how to maintain focus and direction on the mission and vision, and to make sure that the table of content is correctly reflecting the content that's following. At this point, Kaliroy, I would like to put the voting form. Thank you. Only the MOs, qualified delegates, would be able to vote, and the count will be shown here. And this is tremendous honor that I have to put a democratic step of showing you how the alliance is being governed and guided. Here are the MO are voting. The advisory council member, each one of them review the change and amendment to the constitution and the bylaws and approve them. And so far, as you can see in front of you, out of 20 votes, we have 19 positive confirming vote, 1 abstain, 2 abstain, and we will continue to count. And while this is going on, Kaliroy in the background is vetted all the qualified votes, and we will show you the results at the following document that would come out of this annual meeting.
I would
While
like
this
to mention that all present MO delegates have voted.
Great announcement. All the qualified delegates of the MO today has voted. 24 confirmed vote to adopt the changes. 1, although it shows 2 in brackets, but 1 is abstaining, 2 abstaining. Therefore, the vote is carried, the motion is adopted, and I appreciate all your confidence and support with the leadership of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance. Thank you very much. We have 2 great things to do to finish our agenda and task for today. One is to get a Q&A, question and answer, and a polling survey of what is important to you to deal with. And the other one is to announce decision made about where the 6 International Clinical Engineering and Health Technology Management Congress venue will be. This is the occasion of the first decade, the 10th anniversary of the Clinical Engineering Week celebration. And let's go there, Kaliroy, and see where is the venue. If we can go and take a look at that. Wake everybody up. It's a long meeting. Make some noise, some firework. And the 10th anniversary of the Global Clinical Engineering celebration and the 6th International Clinical Engineering and Health Technology Management Congress will be held in China, Silicon Valley, in the city of Shenzhen, which is about 25 miles north of Hong Kong. Flying to Hong Kong, take the speed train, bus, car, walk if you want to Shenzhen in October 2025. It's going to be a great weather to be there. All the major medical equipment manufacturers are there. One of the largest medical equipment fair will be held at the same week. We are going to be there, and that's going to be a great opportunity for teaching all those manufacturers about clinical engineering and get to visit all the state-of-the-art new equipment demonstration that will be there, and invite them to join our Congress. So see you all in October 2025 in Shenzhen, China. And then we jump into the Q&A. And while the Q&A is going on, I would like to open the floor to comment, question, and suggestions. If you like to volunteer to committee, this is the time to tell us that, and to open the survey, Kaliroy, because we want to understand who are here today and what do you think we can improve on. We have 6 questions in total. And the first question is, what do you perceive to be the top 5 key challenges you face now? This is a multiple choice selection. Please choose 5 of the list below. And if I can call on expert like Elliot Sloan, Dr. Sloan, if you would have to answer this question, what would you say the top 5 topic for the world of clinical engineering can be?
Very briefly, I think that education and training for management and leadership is extremely important. We have many of our colleagues who are very competent in technical skills, but their ability to work with policy and planning and what we call the executive or C-suite is an area that's very important to having an impact. And as you said, Yadin, if you aren't sitting at the table, you are part of the meal. And I think that that's a really important perspective. And quality improvement is another area where understanding how we can improve our own services and our organization and nation's services, and express it in a means that is correct statistically and correct, showing the return on investment is another important skill. And aligned with that, I think, is technology assessment methods, because digital health technologies are rapidly becoming the norm around the world, and they have a lot of complex benefits, but also very complex selection and management. So those are my thoughts.
I appreciate that. As you can see, we aggregate the votes here, and we can move on to, let's give you 10 more seconds and we'll move on to the next question. On this question, I'd like to ask maybe a retiree, what is your job now? Tom, what would you say as a retiree?
Retired, but not tired.
Nice. I forgot to put that selection down there. Well done. Okay. We'll move on to number 3. Not many times we asked it, but are you enjoying your job? I would love to see that we can help you to move to certainly, yes, not seldomly, and not really. I hope that we can move you to that point altogether.
I am not seeing the poll.
Number 4, it's an interesting question. Are you a credentialed or certified or registered professional? And I'm glad to see that a lot are. That's somewhat of a surprise to me, but I'm glad to see that. Very important in our field. Everybody at the table, physician, nurses, dialysis technicians, radiologists, anesthesiologists, they all have certification program. We should be adopting that in clinical engineering as well. It's important. As we said before, if we want to sit in the table, we need to understand how to be a member of the team at the table, and we don't want to be part of the menu. Or as Elliot says it even more aggressively, we don't want to be the meal, part of the meal. Number 5, what would you like GCEA to do more? And I don't know if I can call on Amy Shumang. What do you think?
Yes,
If you
I
see
think
all these answers as an option, what will be the top one, you think?
I closed the poll yet, which I didn't see all the answers on my screen now.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Khalil, what do you think? On number 5, what would you like GCA to do more? Tell me education. Tell me education.
There are so many things I think about that, Yadin. I would think that accreditation is important, position statement is important, but educate, Ministry of Health is primarily important, and then of course education we need it. I think Master Elliot already told that, and it's fantastic. That's what I think GCA need to do now.
Okay. Okay. Number 6, the last question. How would you rate the Global Clinical Engineering Journal? Improving, good source. Okay. I would ask Umberto, since he is active reviewer and we depends on him to review submission, and we just recently called on him one more time. Umberto, what would you say the Global Clinical Engineering Journal is?
Well, of course, thank you, Yadin. Of course, a journal is always important. The problem I have right now is that I tend to fall asleep before I start reading because I'm too tired. But having something really, really interesting to look into and to see experiences from all over the world also gives you fine ideas to keep on working on your profession. One of the things we should work a lot on is having ourselves, me in the first place, and other colleagues write papers and send them to journals, because probably we're producing too little literature on our profession, given what we do all the time and every day. But still, we're busy working on devices and we don't have time to write stuff. So we need to work on that.
Thank you, Umberto. I thought they told me that on the autostrada, you just drink another espresso and keep on going fast. So don't fall asleep, just drink another espresso. Stefano, you can't just smile and be quiet. You know that I'll call on you.
Well, if I can comment back on question 5,
Absolutely.
I would suggest, like paraphrasing one of your previous presidents of the United States, don't ask what the alliance can do for you, ask what you can do for the alliance. So I would put another question, not only what you expect the alliance to do more, but what everyone could be doing personally for this achievement, because nothing gets done by itself.
JFK, you did very well. Kennedy, President Kennedy was here in Rice University in Houston before he went to Dallas and the bad outcome there, and told the nation that sentence, and told the nation that we're going to send astronauts to the moon within 1 decade, and everybody was laughing at that. And it become a reality. So yes, maybe you laugh at what Stefano is saying now, but it will become a reality. I'm sure that members will join and participate and contribute and volunteer. Any other question or comment? We'll close the polling question. Thank you all. And let's see around the table, around the room, any other questions or comment? Omar, I see your hands is up. Please.
Yes, I have. I want to make a comment about what should GCA do more. I believe we have to 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 work more together in identifying and maintaining the role of biomedical engineering to be protected. Similarly to physicians, the physician, if you are working as a biomedic as a physician, you are not allowed. If you are cardiologist, you are not allowed to do the work of the ophthalmologist. And if you are not a physician, you are not allowed to practice medicine. This concept should be also implemented in biomedical engineering, since we have the same diversity of in specialty as a physician. So if you want to have more education, we have to make this education cost effective for those who are gonna take this education by offering a framework that protect his job that and the qualification that gonna be gained from the education.
Thank you.
For example,
Very good.
we have a medical our job is on medical device, and the medical device is well regulated category of product, and we cannot define our role in this area. It's something wrong about this fact. So, and when we regulate the product, we don't find our we don't define our role in it. This is like we are missing an opportunity for a good career and adding value to the medical field.
You're right that we need not only to build bridges within our discipline, but with other disciplines, just like physicians. We are doing it with hospital administrators, and you will enjoy to know that we just reached an agreement with the International Society of Pain, that mostly run by anesthesiologists, and in the next Congress in Rome in April 2025, we will have a track for teaching them about clinical engineers, the role of technology and management of technology, as specifically addressing pain control. So that's a step in the right direction. Emmanuel, your hands is up. Aurora Beige.
Yeah, thank you very much. With respect to what the last speaker said, I supported the last speaker, what he said, and my contribution is for us in Africa, I think there should be some way of sensitizing or probably educating some of our federal ministries of health, because they are the ones driving most of the policies or accepting of policies within biomedical engineering in our various countries. So I request that if the GCA can reach out or probably mediate to educate our federal ministries, it's going to be a way forward for us as members of organizations also, because most times they are not aware. So they need sensitization, they need education from probably people who are much informed about clinical engineering practices and process and policies making. Because most times when we talk to them, maybe they feel very reluctant to heal. So I think maybe stepping in would be nice for members of the organization. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. I would like to ask Tom, being familiar with the African condition in Nigeria, specifically, if you can respond to comment Emmanuel made.
Yes, and I just put a link about our September 18th webinar, GCEA's webinar, that we did with a whole group of key African clinical engineering, biomedical engineering leaders, specifically on that topic, how to educate ministries of health about our value based on evidence of the last few years. So I'd really recommend you take a look at that. And, you know, the program coming up that Caleroy mentioned on December 4th at 9, beginning at 9 New York time, 9 a.m. New York time, we'll go deeper into some of the success stories across English and French-speaking Africa about how clinical engineering made a difference in key issues in every country: maternal child health, during COVID and other pandemics, in general. And also there's one that our Humatim friends, you may recognize them as working with WHO out of France, for all French-speaking countries everywhere, and particularly across Africa, particularly around the issue of donations. But Humatim has been developing a handbook for the lesser resourced parts of Africa for the last few years on how to do maintenance and, you know, for example, make your own test equipment, you know, under certain guidance. So come on December 4th and learn more, but we're really trying to do exactly what you're asking for. Over.
All right.
Thank you, Tom. Very informative. Any other? Khalil, your hands is up.
Yes, I just want to leave a message. When we designed the Constitution, the new Constitution, the modification we've done, Constitution and bylaws, we aim to have it more democratic. So I recommend you, the MOs, the presidents, everybody, the secretary, to read it, and you will see you can have people from your country, from your region, participating in our advisory council. That it's I would say, a democratic thing to do, and to have people, more people participating with us. That's it. So only that. Thank you.
Good comment. Thank you. That will bring more new members to the fold. Any other? Stefano, your hands is up.
Not
You didn't
really.
fall for it. Okay.
No, not really, no.
Okay, I tried. It's an old trick, but didn't work. Okay. There is a question to the panel, to the advisory council, from Herbert Mawudu. What is the most urgent problem the world health sector is facing in the 21st century? I think that can start a whole new session and a meeting just about that. But I just wonder if anybody in the room would like to take a stab at that and try to respond.
Yadin, echoing you, improving clinical outcomes. Over.
Okay. Improving clinical outcome, probably access to care. Any other ideas? Okay. I will see if anybody else has any comment. Nicholas, did we follow the rules, the engagement? Got everybody chance to talk and present their member organization? Make Mladen aware how much work he will have in a year time.
I heard that.
With the help of the past president at that time.
Great. I really, really appreciate all of you taking the time, participating and engaging. I appreciate the member organization vote. I specifically like to recognize Kaliroy Stavriano for everything you do for the Alliance and for the journal. I'm looking good, not because I'm taking the pill, but because Kaliroy is there making sure that everything is in order. And my job is much easier that way. I am looking forward to continue to contribute, to be passionate about the Alliance, to make things happen and make the Alliance nimble organization, fast acting and moving in the right direction, making collaboration around the world a reality and competence of clinical engineering practitioners at a record high level like never before. So I would say not together we can make it better. I would say together we are making it better. So let's do it. Thank you. Have a great day. When my birthday cake will arrive, I'll invite you to join. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Yadin.
you.
Thank you all.
Bye everyone. Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
Bye. Great
Ciao
job,
tutti.
Yadin. Great, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Excellent. Really impressive.